Hello everyone. This is a weird place to shuffle some tarot cards. I'm sure you would agree. But I'm at work. I'm on a quick break. A little bit more than a quick break. I do work at a major local hospital as a contractor, and it's just been bugging me all day just to do a quick message for each sign. I feel everybody could use it right now with everything that's going on. Maybe we can get some messages for those of you who maybe need to know something, want to know something, or need some guidance, reassurance, or whatever it is. So I'm just going to quickly run through one card for each sign. If it's for you, you'll know it. It'll fit right. It'll feel good, or it'll feel right. And maybe not necessarily feel good. I guess it depends on the message, but it'll feel right, and you won't have to fit it. So I'm going to start with fire signs. I'm going to do Aries here. We're going to do a special message for Aries. And I'm sure people are like, what's this dude doing in his truck with cards talking to himself? Yeah, I know, I'm that guy. No, I'm not sitting at home playing Magic the Dragon or anything like that. I've got 3 young boys and a very busy home, busy life. And let's see what we get. First card for Aries, 9 of Pentacles. So we have the 9 of Pentacles for you, Aries. Some of you may actually be kind of operating above what's going on, in the sense that you have an awareness that we are obviously going through a lot of really difficult things right now, not only in where you live, but in this country and in the world as a whole. And I feel like some of you Aries have kind of taken the social distancing to the extreme, where you maybe have checked out of social media because some things are just being really overdone. There's a lot of false information, a lot of misinformation, and so I think maybe many of you Aries have decided to do this as a almost like as a mental health vacation. The 9 of Pentacles isn't just about money and tangible things. It can also talk about health and well-being and wellness. And I think that's where a lot of you are at. You are just kind of trying to ride above this and take with you what is important and what you need to know. There's a lot of just stuff that's maybe feels depressing or discouraging or annoying, and so I feel like a lot of you are distancing yourself from that. But I think also the second part of the message is don't become so disconnected that reality kind of just slips away and you become unaware of what's going on around you. Leo, the next message I have is for Leo. And we are going to pull a card for you, Leo. I'm going to timestamp these, by the way. We have the 9 of Wands. So I'm a Leo, and I'm actually a Leo sun and a Leo rising. 9 of Wands, Leo. So I feel that a small group of you are quite literally building a wall, not necessarily with bricks and mortar, but kind of like Aries. I feel like some of you are just really walling off a lot of the disinformation and a lot of the negativity, but I also think some of you may be doing the opposite and walling yourself within that mindset. So some of you might be spending too much time checking the news every minute or two and reading through all the stuff on social media, and just feeling really trapped within your own confines. And this is probably something that you might need to take some of that wall down and not keep yourself trapped inside a scenario where you are so isolated and fixated on what's going on that it actually starts to become a dark cloud over you. So Leo, depending on where you're at, I feel like some of you though have done like Aries has done and just tried to just go above everything that's going on, to not only so you don't get pulled down into areas that you are going to become, you know, just depressing and overwhelming and maybe too much information to handle. And again, some of you may be doing the opposite and building yourself into a place to where you are so focused on the information right now that you're shutting everybody else out and everything else out. So next I'm going to do Sagittarius. Sagittarius, special message. Why can't I say special? I keep bumbling that up. Oh, we have a card jumping out. The Seven of Cups. So you have something else on your mind, Sagittarius, that is more about how you may feel somewhat disconnected from some people. And I think part of you, Sagittarius, really wants to reach out to somebody and to communicate to somebody some kind of message of encouragement or love or support. And this may be somebody that you have kind of had some severed ties with, and you may have somebody that this could be the other way around. Somebody really just wants to reach out to you. And so the message I get right now, Sagittarius, is just to open your heart up. This is a time for extra serving of compassion and understanding, forgiveness. And so I think that you may have just this like I wish I had not cut this person off, or I wish they hadn't cut me off, and I really just want to maybe reconnect with this person, and maybe, you know, water under the bridge, bury the hatchet. And you may be just kind of having this you know, this moment of like what's really important to you in this life, and that's connections with people. So that's the message I have for you, Sagittarius. We're going to do Gemini, Libra, and then Aquarius, so air signs. Gemini. Ooh, we have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords. So the message in this Two of Swords is probably... so I get mind games. So some of you might feel like people are really being immature and just they're not helping the situation. This might be immediately around you. You might find that some people are annoying, and you want to find a way to kind of distance yourself from some negativity, and but you're not sure how to go about that. And there might come a breaking point for you in the near future where you I don't want to say do something you regret, but you might become overloaded with stupidity around you. And you know, I feel like this is probably something that you have been kind of building up to the last few days. You know, it's like how many more toilet paper memes are going to be shared on my newsfeed? I'm sick of seeing them. Or how many times is my partner going to update me about the latest news and all this stuff? And it might just be get to the point where you want to just cut yourself off from some people, or just really tell them that you don't want to hear it anymore. So you might be kind of going back and forth with this annoyance that you have with some people around you. And I quite literally don't blame you. I think that I think if your buttons, you feel like they're being pushed, that you should stand up and say an appropriate way to people to kind of respect your space and your boundaries. And I think that's probably where a lot of you are feeling with everything that's going on. Then we have Libra. Libra, special message, anything for you right now to encourage you, anything you need to know, want to know. Libra, here we go. We have justice. So this is about finding a new normal right now with everything, all the changes going on. This is probably trying to balance an equal share, an equal load if you're with a partner, or you could be single mom with kids, a single dad with kids at home, or married with kids, who knows. But things are just kind of rapidly changing. The pace of things seems to be kind of weird and skewed. I mean, reality almost feels like an alternate reality, and so it's really hard to find some balance and maybe some equality with the people in your environment to help pitch in and share the load. And so Libra, a lot of you might just be really struggling with that. The message is to just be extra aware, self-aware of your words and your actions around other people. People seem to be so triggered right now, and this may apply to you in some sense, and that's just to exercise that extra bit of compassion and love toward those around you, because everybody is going through a lot of changes right now. And so Libra, that's your message. And Aquarius, right. Gorgeous, beautiful Aquarians. I love Aquarius. My son Ansel is an Aquarius. He's 2. He's a character. All right, Aquarius, 10 of Wands. So we have burdens. This is a good time, Aquarius, for you to lay down burdens that you haven't had time to tend to. Maybe things are slowing down for some of you because society seems to be coming to a screeching halt. The economy is kind of coming to a standstill. Everything is up in the air. And Aquarius, you might have been carrying around a lot of stuff, and now you're just like, you might not be as busy, and you might just be stuck with it. So now's a good time to like go in, do some meditation. Maybe if you are one that prays, or just do meditation, to really go and decide what it is you can do without carrying around anymore. If there's something you're holding against somebody, if somebody did something to you, if you went through some stuff that just really freaking sucked, now's a good time to focus on yourself. I think that's the message here is the burdens don't have to be carried around with you. They can, oftentimes, a lot of our burdens can just be put down by us. Sometimes we're forced to go through things, and just carrying around any extra baggage is just probably something that you could really take the time to work on. It might you might discover some things about yourself, and you might find that, wow, it was a lot easier to let go of than I thought. So that was Aquarius. We're going to do Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Taurus. My fiance is a Taurus, and let's see, we have an 8 of Cups. So this is, to me, walking away from an ending to something and a beginning of something, because every ending has a new beginning. And I think that Taurus, some of you might really be reevaluating what is really important to your fabric, your soul. Like, what am I doing that is no longer benefiting me? And I think Taurus, some of you might be going through this whole thing with, I should improve my health. Maybe I should quit smoking or drinking, or maybe I should, maybe not do so much of this or that. And I think some of you are really looking at like your overall wellness and health, and not just your physical health, but the whole picture, emotionally, mentally, physically. And so this is like an ending to probably some bad, I don't want to say bad, but maybe some non-beneficial habits and things that you are just really wanting to put down, and it's hard to do sometimes, but this is like an ending, walking away from some things that you feel like have kind of held you back, and you are probably ready to move forward with some new some of you could be a new diet, it could be just a new spiritual practice. There could be so many things going on here, Taurus, but I think the message for some of you is to give yourself permission to let go of some things that you've been kind of had your feet in, and to walk away, and so that way you can like get this new beginning. It's a good time for that, I think, to you know, become more aware of you know, yourself. That's kind of like what I'm going through right now. I'm becoming more aware of, you know, my words and how they impact others, and how to, especially right now, use words that are more uplifting and more encouraging, because I think things as a whole have become so negative. So Taurus, that's your message. Virgo, what do we have for you? Virgo, we want to see, what is it, your message? Virgo, you have the Queen of Wands, and I think, Virgo, I think you quite literally are on fire with something, and right now, for whatever reason, you might feel like this is a good time for you to tackle something, and to, this might be, you might be feeling like this is the moment I've been waiting for. There might be a lot of distractions that are kind of going to go away for you for a while, and I feel like I'm getting this mental picture of, like, you know, doing yoga, you know, maybe attacking some things that you have put off that maybe really need to be done in your life. So I think this is probably a time for you, Virgo, to, you know, take charge, take control of things that probably didn't get as much attention, and there's probably some insight coming in with you telling yourself, well, this wasn't so hard, why did I not do it? And then when you're actually doing it, you might find that you get a boost from it, you might feel good. So Capricorn, a message for Capricorn, what do we have? We have the Chariot. So Capricorn, you are going somewhere, and I don't think this is a literal somewhere. I think you are going to move. I don't know how to quite say this because it's YouTube, so I want to make sure I say it properly. I think you are moving to a place, not physically, but you are going around some people right now in your life that probably have been like a really negative or bad influence. You are moving on from some situations that probably have kept you in a bad place. And I feel like when I pulled that Chariot card, I felt like it was almost like a rope, pulling a rope or a string real tight until it snaps, and then you get that momentum going the other way. It's like being released. And so I think right now, with a lot of things that are going on, you might be feeling like, oh, this is my opportunity. I don't have to be around these people, whether this is at work, and I think maybe possibly it could be just this overly competitive, negative environment at work. And so now that you've been kind of have some time to set yourself free from that, you are going around circumventing that, and you are able to have like a clearing in front of you, and that clearing is going to give you this like time of like really good realization and epiphanies. And I think there might even be some serendipity in there. So you know, I think that's kind of what this Chariot to me is saying, is like, this isn't like a step that you purposefully took. It was like, this is happening, and now you are just all of a sudden you're off, and you are doing whatever it is you know, that that your soul is just, you know, calling out to you to do right now. All right, so now I'm going to do Cancer. Cancer. Ooh, okay, the Lovers. You have the Lovers, Cancer. So I have a couple messages here. First, for those of you that are in a relationship, this might be a time for some of you that, you know, is really good. This might be a time for some of you, though, that is really trying. If you're finding that you're spending more time with your partner, you might be getting on each other's nerves a little bit. You might be a little nitpicky. But the overall message here, Cancer, is for the Lovers is not only just to love yourself right now and to try and get away from any negative self-talk, self-limiting beliefs, but those that you encounter right now, I think the message is to actually complete strangers, to people you know, to show your love for humanity in just a compassionate, caring way. And as simple as, you know, people are walking around looking down, frowns, not smiling, afraid of each other. Just a smile and a how are you, you know, at a distance. Are you doing okay? Are you hanging in there? You know, just some simple little gesture of kindness to let other people out in this world know that people do care. So to me, the Lovers is more about that than it is about your current situation with relationships. But for some of you that are single, you know, this just kind of comes to me. You might be spending a lot of extra time on social media stalking your exes and you know, or stalking somebody you used to be with, or maybe looking up somebody from the past that maybe you never really connected with. And so so this is probably something that somebody, some of you might have already been doing, or you might find yourself doing in the next few days. And it might feel like a little weird to you, but you know, with probably you're going to have some extra time on your hands probably, and so you might find yourself doing that. Scorpio, you have the Hanged Man. So some of you are either going to love this or hate this, and this is probably going to be a period of stasis for some of you where you know, it's that being in limbo. Some of you might feel like freaking purgatory, and really the key is to know that everything in life is temporary. Nothing is permanent, or very few things are permanent, but you know, things like this are not something that where you're at now is not somewhere you're going to live out the rest of your life in. And so you might feel like some of it might feel like hell to you, some of it might feel like purgatory. Some of you are needing a long period of time off, time to yourself, maybe time with some specific people in your life, especially children. So I think, Scorpio, for you, the message is, you know, just be prepared to have some extra time on your hands, but to use that time to you know, bring yourself some inner healing, bring some healing to some relationships around you, and know that this is not permanent, that everything, almost everything in life that we go through is temporary. I know not all things are, and that's really easy to say, but in general, as a rule of thumb, that's kind of the message I'm getting out. And then finally, Pisces. Let's see where you are, Pisces. Right now, today, if this card wants to come out, Pisces, 6 of Cups, nostalgia. So you might find that you're reconnecting with some people in your life that you haven't really had the time for. So I think some of this might be, you know, through text and phone calls. Again, social media, I've mentioned a lot of that in this video. You might find that you are able to reconnect with past people that you've kind of had a special place in your heart for, a longing for, a desire to reconnect with. And I think that's going to be one of the things that you are wanting to do. I think that's the message for you, is to allow time in your life to let that happen, and to try and be lighthearted about it. And I think in doing this, you're going to bring some light to some other people around you, and I think it's going to bring, in exchange, bring you some of that light and love and warmth that you probably have been craving lately. So anyway, that's what I have. One card for each sign. I hope you guys enjoyed it, got something out of it. I got like another 10 minutes before this freezer is ready for me, so I'm gonna I don't know, do something here, and I'm gonna do some readings tonight for some of the signs. So I'll be doing videos tonight for a while. I hope you check out my channel, like, share, subscribe if you get a good message out of this. And again, I'm in my mobile office here, so I'm sorry. I know it's a little weird, but you know, and no, I don't normally carry tarot cards with me. That's a whole nother story. So that's why I took the opportunity. Anyway, have a good day. Leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Thank you.